A wiggy welcome to all the listeners out there in all of the land. It is the Sneaks and Stats podcast episode 26. Hello, Statty Daddy.
Well, hello there.
Why'd you change your voice?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Are you Robert Goulet?
He's mocking me.
You're trying to copy me.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say episode 22. I don't know why.
22, whoa.
Throwback.
Uh-huh.
We did Dame.
Dame and Lillard. Yes, because 23 was Jordan 7. Yes.
When was D-Wade? 21? Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways.
Just kidding, I know.
Do you work here?
Yeah. It's not me.
Yes, welcome everyone. Sneaks and Stats podcast. Before we get into things this week, check us out on Instagram. We're there a lot. Check us out on Threads. We're kind of there. Check us out on Twitter. We're there even less. Check us out on TikTok. We are also there.
Kind of there.
Pretty
like,
good.
Yeah.
We're pretty good.
Yeah.
And then YouTube, check us out there. Subscribe if you like. We live on YouTube.
Yes.
My address is 123 YouTube Way. City?
90210.
Well, YouTube's fancy, dude.
Dude.
Yeah, let us know, what shoe you guys would like to hear about. NBA season's coming up, so we think we're probably going to switch it up a little bit next week. But for now, we're going to take a look at some newer shoes. It's an all Nike episode.
Yes.
I'm cool with that.
Newer shoes with some guys who are at the end of their careers now. The stars.
Yeah, we're doing some stars of. I mean, they're still stars.
No, they're still there.
But they're definitely approaching the end of their careers.
Yeah. New shoes with old faces.
And as you've mentioned to me off camera, approaching the end of their careers with Nike, it seems.
Yeah,
this
this is really interesting discussion. Yeah, because two of the biggest lines for Nike, outside of LeBron, who we are covering today, Kobe Bryant, and some other lines that we've spoken of, like Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, but Kevin Durant and Mr. Paul George.
And LeBron as well, who is not leaving Nike, but that's a line that we haven't really covered in depth like we will today. So stick around. You'll see some good stuff, I would say.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was saying we kind of touched on it last week a little bit. The international branding and brands have kind of picked up a lot of speed in terms of signing athletes now, and have gotten a lot of traction and kind of gotten close to what the other brands in America are doing. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting. These are two really big stars. To see if they're if they will re-sign or if they go somewhere else.
Yeah, and along those lines, like you mentioned to me, KD, he's approaching the end of his contract. Mm-hmm. It's, who's to say if he's going to renew that with Nike or not? I'm sure Nike would love to, keep him, as we talked about, and as we're going to talk about, I should say, we're getting into the KD 16. That's his most recent release. So there's a long history there. There'd be no reason for Nike really to end that partnership.
Yeah.
But with PG, as we'll talk about, they've already announced that his last signature shoe, which came out earlier this year, this is it. That's his last one. And then it's not even the PG6 is not even on Nike.com anymore.
Yeah,
which, I mean, it's old. It's not really old.
It's about a year old now.
Yeah.
It is the shoe that he is supposed to wear this season, but Julian brought it up earlier when we were speaking about the episode that he's already started wearing other models. So it's kind of like he's phasing out his shoes already.
Which is kind of interesting because I think we've kind of mentioned of the three, it's a really nice looking shoe, probably my favorite of the three we're doing today. Mm-hmm. But also you pointed out there's been a ton of NBA guys wearing it the last season.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that he ended up not wearing it too much during last season. He wore it during a little bit of the 21-22 season and then a little bit of the 22-23 season.
Yep.
So kind of some weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Quick tidbit that I saw too, Adidas is fully sponsoring the the league in Atlanta for kind of younger guys, the
Oh,
Ignite.
the jelly team and all those guys. I just saw that.
The team that the Thompson twins are from. Is that them?
Yeah, I forgot the name. I just saw that headline too. I forgot the name of their team or their league, whatever that's called. But I saw that's pretty cool for them. What was it? What are they called?
Overtime Elite.
Overtime Elite.
That's the league. That's the whole league, and there's a handful of teams. It's kind of like a more, like, I don't know, more not established, but more organized, I guess, version of like AAU, because that's kind of like anyone can join, and it's like you just have to sign. Your team has to sign up for tournaments, you know, and stuff like that. Where this is like, if you get into a team in this league, it's a league. There's scheduled play. You only play these teams, and you know there's a championship at the end of it.
It's almost like a
little more structured.
like a very structured AAU league type of thing.
Yeah, essentially.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
And piggybacking off of the Reebok train from last episode too, you know, with the whole Shaq and Iverson be on board now.
Yeah, they're signed on to be president and vice president of basketball operations.
Yeah, they just signed Angel Reese.
Yeah, probably
pretty cool.
One of the biggest stars in college basketball, women's college basketball.
So shout out LSU and.
But yeah, that's to your point of like these other companies, and Adidas is technically an international company. You know, they're really throwing money back into basketball. Skechers is
they're coming
Joel
hard.
Embiid.
Yeah.
And they also have signed Julius Randle and Terrence Mann. But Embiid, I mean, the MVP, the reigning MVP is now wearing Skechers. They're going to light up when he steps on them.
They're going to be shape-ups. He's going to be like 7'9" now. You know? Right?
He's going to have a hard time running. But boys, his calves are going to be killer.
He looks like he's on stilts.
Well, let's get into it.
Mr. Paul George.
Yes.
He went to Fresno.
Fresno State. He is from LA.
He's from LA, adjacent. But he's from Pomona? No, Palmdale.
Yeah, he's from LA adjacent Palmdale.
Yes. Yeah.
But these are the last ones. These are the PG6s.
PG6s.
I think we may have mentioned this during the playoff episode 6, so 20 episodes ago. But I'm pretty sure we mentioned these at the time because this picture looks awfully familiar to me.
Yeah.
Good looking shoe. I really like them.
I love the shape of the shoe. I told you earlier that it has one of my favorite technologies in there, which is the Epic React technology, which is on the sole here, which just shows these little bubbles here. I've always loved his whole line. I think from 1 to 6. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 that I didn't like. What I did like about it was that it was also one of the cheaper of the basketball shoes. So it started off in 2017 is when his first shoe came out, and it was $110. Not too bad.
That's pretty good.
He signed with Nike in 2016, but his first shoe came out 2017.
Okay.
And mostly known for his collaborations, which is what I think shoots his line up with all the other guys, is because he has collabs with PlayStation, 2K, Hot Wheels, right?
He's got a Hot Wheels,
dude. Yeah, so it's cool because every athlete has their own hobby and blah blah. So Nike focused on his love for video games. So.
This is another one of the releases, the Mint release, I think they were calling.
That's the very first one to come out.
Yeah, these are nice. Pretty standard stuff. I didn't see anyone really wearing these. And I think they're retailing for a pretty decent price right now.
Yeah.
Like, not from Nike, but I think from like Dick's is maybe still selling them or something like that.
Yeah, it was February 4th, 2022 is when they came out.
22 or 23? I think they came out earlier this year because he first.
Oh, that's right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
It was this year. Yeah, this year.
But it was 22. He started wearing them in the 2022 season.
Yes, and like you said, they are kind of hard to find now. They're not on Nike.
A little weird.
They are phasing it out now.
Yes. This is the Hot Wheels collab.
Awesome.
Pretty sick.
I like it, man.
Pretty sick.
I always loved Hot Wheels when I was young.
Yeah, I love Hot Wheels. Pretty cool. I like the checkered flag for the tongue, and the flaming Nike check is pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, they'll always do like a little detail with the check, and I like what they do with the check. And what is this? Oh, that's his signature. That's his
Yeah,
logo,
that's
huh?
his thing, his
Yeah.
logo.
So those are cool.
Really puffy kind of looking shoe, like kind of bouncy looking.
A little bit, yeah. I would even say almost like a well, we always said it before, like the running shoe type of thing. You know what I mean? But a little
bit.
flatter,
Little,
but flatter.
A little
for
thicker,
sure.
I think, too, in the sole and the midsole. It looks like almost looks like the Crazy 8 or something.
Yeah.
Like just kind of got a little heft to it.
Right. It was I guess it was also made based on his smoothness in the game.
All right.
Yes.
What technology did you say?
It's the Epic React technology. So basically, there's a Epic React running shoe that I love.
Oh, okay.
There's a special group of them called the 10, which they had 10 different colorways for. They honestly, it looks exactly like this shoe. I have a feeling they took the Epic React running shoe and were like, PG, this is probably something that goes to what you like. Let's just change this area here to hug your foot a little better, cushioning, and it'll become a basketball shoe for you.
Yeah, pretty cool. I really like the shoe. I guess it's a good way to go out if you had to go out. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It definitely seems like Nike has been focusing on Ja's line. I mean, obviously that has been a little bit rocky, but it's definitely something they seem to be focusing on.
Right.
And Giannis's line as well is one that they seem to be kind of pushing a lot.
Yeah, he's gonna be the new face. So
Yeah.
let's put that in the front.
Yes. Here is PG wearing kind of like a peach colorway.
Whoa, that's a crazy colorway.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is actually the last time he laced up the PG6.
Okay.
So this was November 15th, 2022, so at the start of last season.
Okay.
Like I said, he was wearing them earlier in the season prior. This was against the Mavs, and they lost by 2, 101-103. He had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 10 turnovers. So,
yikes.
4 fouls on 7 of 13 shooting. Kawhi did not play because they never play together.
Yeah.
It's just their curse. And Luka had 35 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and only 3 turnovers.
Not bad.
Pretty good game for Luka.
Yeah, and we got to give Paul George credit because Kawhi didn't play a lot of last season, so he kind of was the one that held it down for him.
I mean, they kind of took turns almost. Like, you go now. And it'll be interesting to see how they manage it this year with the new rule about, you can only play, you can only sit 1 star at a time. And it's like, there's something about older players being ineligible so that you can sit them.
Yeah,
I don't know if
you have
they
to be in the
are
league a certain amount of
on
years
that list.
Yeah.
Definitely they would be approaching it.
Yeah. It's also interesting to see what happens this season because they have it's basically a whole new arena coming up. Do you wanna?
That'll be next season.
Right.
Yeah, not this upcoming one.
Yeah. So it's like, do you wanna start the whole new arena with a brand new regime, or you kind of like have some time to kind of feel this out?
I mean, these guys at least have star power when they do play. That's
Right.
kind of the thing. Something I always thought was kind of interesting is they were going to be teammates because the Pacers drafted Kawhi in the 2011 draft.
Yeah.
But then traded him for George Hill.
Yeah.
Which I think it was. I mean,
At the time.
at the time, it was a good move.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kawhi would have helped them as much as George Hill did at the time.
Yeah.
Because they were battling the Heat. They were like always in the Eastern Conference Finals.
That was a good Pacers team. Yeah,
They're a good team for sure. But something kind of funny and something interesting too is this season. Last year, Paul George only played 56 games, and the NBA is also rolling out a new rule where to be eligible for all NBA and end of the year awards like Most Improved and MVP, you have to play a minimum of 65 games. Which
oh dang! Okay.
From what I've kind of heard, it seems like the players aren't really in favor of that. But it's also tricky because the media members and the writers, they're the ones that vote for MVP and All NBA, which have like contract implications. Like,
Yeah.
if you make All NBA, if you're a star,
Yes.
you're usually able to get a bump in your contract. And it's like a league thing. It's not like an incentive. It's not like a bonus. It's like Jaylen Brown this last year. He made All NBA, so he was eligible to get a higher maximum contract, which is what he ended up signing.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of media, and now it's going to be more restrictive because now they can only vote for players who have played 65 games or more.
Right.
And like Dame, I think he made NBA All Third Team last year.
But how many games did he
He only
play?
played like 57 or 60.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been eligible. So that's going to
Yeah.
make it. I don't really know if I like that. I get it because like they want the players to play. They just feel like the
And
star
that's
players.
that's probably the point, right?
Yeah, they just feel like the star players aren't playing. So this
Yeah.
and the load management rule,
And
trying to get people to play.
the in-season tournament is another way to try to get them to play it.
Someone, I don't know if it was Pat Bev. Someone was like, they don't care.
That's
Like,
what I said.
Why would
That's
they
what I
care
said.
about that? There's no incentive.
Well, each player gets $500K if you win it.
Yeah.
Now, if the $500K matters to you that much, I can see them doing it. But if I'm thinking of terms of the coach and the players. What's stopping me from finding a way of not play them if I really don't want them to? They're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They might even
I don't
take the
know.
fine or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. In-season tournament will be interesting. I hope it works out. I hope the players play.
Yeah.
I saw something too yesterday that the league announced no more All-Star draft. It's going to be East versus West again,
They want to go
which
back
I
to
think
that.
is a great decision.
I think so,
the
too.
draft just was getting out of hand.
It was cool the first couple times, and then they started getting really crazy with it, and it kind of it wasn't as fun. I felt like
I don't know. There
East
was
West has always been like,
East West is
sick
really
to me,
cool. Like I like that a little bit better, and I do think, some people were complaining that the players aren't taking the All-Star game seriously.
Yeah.
Hence why it's been so boring the last few years.
Yeah.
I think the draft is part of that reason because like you don't have you don't know who you're playing for until the day of.
Yeah.
In last year's case, like
Yeah.
until the game time, you just knew you were an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why would you don't feel incentive to play for LeBron, where some of these guys, they might be like, yeah, I'm on the East Coast. Like, I'm going to represent
Yeah.
the Eastern Conference. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I like that decision, though.
I like that decision too. I wonder if they're listening to the people to try to, or they see it themselves. That they need to pick up the energy in the whole All-Star weekend.
It's just so long. Like,
know?
having the draft during the All-Star game last year was, awkward, because it was like,
Yeah,
these
and
these dudes are getting picked live in front of people like it's the
Last
playground.
and stuff like that, yeah.
And then, two, it's like, let's just start the game. Like,
No, I hear you, and I love the whole East versus West thing, kind of like these are the guys from the East
Yeah.
and these are the guys from the West, as opposed to mixing it all up, which was cool too. But now it's time. I feel like I'm ready for it to go back.
yeah.
So
Now they gotta just bring back the wear your team's jersey instead of. Granted,
that would be sick too.
that would be super sick.
I love that.
I haven't done that since '98. I don't think.
And which brings up what Kuzma said recently. He said, "I don't like that we're losing jersey identity because there's a new jersey every year. They don't bring back the old ones as much as you'd like to. You see a new one, so it's just like almost like getting oversaturated with newer jerseys as opposed to
Yeah.
And I agree with him. He usually it's weird. I like his opinions on the NBA when he spits them out on Twitter. And stuff.
He's got good opinions. I
Right?
feel like
Yeah.
as like a fan,
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool to hear every time he says something.
And I mean, I don't think the league will do anything about the jerseys.
I don't
but-
think so either. They need to make their money as well as Nike.
Yeah, I guess. But it would be. I mean, I just mainly wish it was a little bit more like you wear your aways when you're away and you wear your homes at home. I
Yeah.
get why it doesn't really matter, but I just kind of liked that,
Yeah.
Little.
I
But
think we're homers, man. We're old school too. in
Yeah,
terms
that's
of-
true.
Not just with like how, like in terms of rules too. I think.
because I do like all the different jersey options, but I don't know. Yeah, it does seem weird that they're changing them all the time because then you get a lot more bad ones too.
Yeah.
Like.
That's yes.
You-
Not every design is loved.
Like if one's not good, then yeah, change it. But like if like the Heat ones, like they usually have a good one, and they've stuck with some of them.
Yeah.
So just stay with like the
Yes.
Miami Vice, the blue jerseys. Like just keep that. Just keep going. I think they have mostly.
They're starting to leak again. All the new ones.
Yes, and the Heat ones look really bad this year.
The Heat. Did you see the City of Brotherly Love one, the Philadelphia one? I saw that one. It's like a whole sentence.
City where we play basketball with our friends and we love each other and everyone's nice.
Don't forget to get yourself a what do they have over there in Philly?
Cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak, yeah.
Joel Embiid?
That's
Get yourself a Joel Embiid. A few more players that have worn. You sent me a whole laundry list, and I whittled it down to, mainly Clarkson. I just like Clarkson, and there's one more, but they're kind of tied together.
I'm glad that you put this one because he was playing in the FIBA tournament, so you know.
Yeah, I checked. He wasn't wearing these during the FIBA tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a sneaker free agent at the start of last season.
Yeah.
Or maybe the end of the season before, the 21-22 season. I think he was wearing Adidas. Mm-hmm. And then all of last year he wore Nike or Converse, which, Nike owns Converse, but I know sometimes they don't really... It's either you are playing for Converse basketball or you're playing for Nike basketball. So I'm not sure what's up with him.
That would surprise me because he's actually a pretty good player, and I'm surprised he wouldn't be signed to a company, not just as a player for that company, not with a signature.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
maybe he
doesn't want to be held down.
Maybe he got picked up by Converse though, because he wore mostly Converse last season when I was looking.
Right.
But this is a cool colorway. It matches. See,
I also like that.
Those
jersey.
are kind of. You like the jersey?
Yeah, you know,
I
like
do
that?
not. It looks like a practice jersey.
It's
way
very
too plain.
It's very plain. Yeah, I get that.
Having a Jumpman on there is really weird. Like,
yeah.
I know some of the teams, the jerseys have Jumpmans, and other ones are Nike. Mm-hmm. But it's like Utah of all places, they hate MJ.
I know. That's true.
But yeah, I don't. They're just boring, and there's other like. That from a distance you can be like, oh, that's the Hollywood Knights Lakers jersey. Like there's other colors that are associated with the Jazz.
Yeah.
Like obviously blue and purple from back in the day. They had some cool orange jerseys at one point, like kind of like a gradient to represent like their national parks and their sunsets and stuff. So
right.
But the colorway does match for the shoe. So it's a cool shoe. The black and gold looks good. I like the tag. On the top of the tongue is white, kind of nice little standout.
Little touch there.
Yeah.
Shout out Jordan Clarkson.
Hell yeah.
And Dylan the Villain.
Dylan the Villain, baby. Dennis the Menace, Dylan the Villain. This was Halloween last year. Spooky season game.
Very good.
Jazz won 121-105.
Okay.
And Clarkson had a decent game, 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists with only 1 turnover. Didn't shoot it well, 3 of 14 from the field. Lauri Markkanen had 31 points and 11 rebounds, and Ja had 37 points on 12 of 18 shooting. So he was not the reason the Grizzlies lost, I can tell you that much.
The Grizzlies team will be a really good team to watch this season. Especially when they get Ja back after, 20 games or so?
25 he's suspended for, which is significant. He misses out on All-NBA because he's only going to be eligible to play whatever 82 minus 25 is. 60.
Minus another 5. So like 50-something. Like 54,
yeah,
57.
57.
Well, that's your own fault.
Yes, it is.
And, but I mean, fighting for a bigger...
Yeah, they got their eye on the prize.
A bigger fish to fry. And then the Jazz, who kind of, I will say they overachieved a little bit last season. I don't think nobody expected them to be as good as they were.
Definitely
not. I felt like they had a lot of good pieces. Markkanen was amazing for them. Great. He stepped up, I feel like.
Conley is there.
Conley, who ended up being a pretty... played a big role as a vet.
I think Conley is on the. Is he on the?
Or did he go to Minnesota
now?
Yeah, he went to Minnesota.
I honestly can't remember.
Right. No, I think you're right because he was playing against us in the play-in game.
Oh no, he was on the Jazz at least at this point.
Oh, okay.
During this game.
Yeah.
I feel like did he get bumped back and forth? No, he got traded mid-season last year. So he was on the Jazz for this game and then got traded.
And then he went to Minnesota.
Minnesota at the end of during the trade deadline.
Right. But that Utah team after losing Donovan Mitchell was probably not expecting to be as
Kept
good
it
as
together,
they were,
yeah.
and they did good.
They had
and,
Vanderbilt before they traded him to the Lakers.
Yeah.
They had some nice looking pieces.
And shout out Quinn Snyder. Is that their coach?
No, he got let go after the 21-22
okay.
season, and then just at the very tail end of last year, he got hired by the Hawks.
I see. Okay.
He's a great coach, though.
But
I'm
I like
curious
him
to
as
see
coach.
what he does in Atlanta, especially because Trae Young, people are starting to be like, is this dude a coach killer? Like,
yeah, that's true.
I think he's a great coach there because he's really good X's and O's guy and like
the players feel like they listen to him. Yeah.
Keeping it on the Jordan Clarkson train, though, this next game, he is not wearing them, but you might notice Kevin Huerter is wearing them.
Oh, that's a crazy colorway. I actually like that.
Yeah, the red and black.
And then instead of white sole, it's a gray.
That's it's cool. Clarkson's got on some crazy Converse.
Yeah, those are crazy too.
And looks like maybe Sabonis got hit in the face with the ball.
And Olenek is going to kick him.
Is it going to kick him? He's going to be like, Draymond's going to do this to you later. But yeah, Kevin Huerter, this was December 30th, 2022. And the Kings won 126 to 125, so pretty close game. Herter had 30 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a turnover with 5 fouls on 12 of 18 shooting. His last year, Huerter. His last year in Atlanta was pretty disappointing, I think.
Yeah.
But he was a flamethrower during the regular season
Big time
last year.
flamethrower. I'm so glad he went to the Kings because he got a chance over there.
He was a little disappointing during the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he was just
their,
nervous.
Yeah, and this was their experience. That was their experience year, Let's see if they can replicate what they did last season. I do like De'Aaron Fox. I also like Sabonis a lot.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the history between them and the Lakers and all that was cool. But we'll see if they can duplicate that type of season.
Yeah,
again,
should be
tough to do in the West.
Oh man, the West is so loaded,
stacked
man.
again.
I mean, Beal came to the West. Kyrie stayed in the West. That's a big one.
I just watched the latest Thunder highlights, and they look great.
Thunder.
They look great.
Thunder could mean business, that's for sure.
I'm not. Who do you like better on that team, Jalen Williams or Jalen Williams?
Me personally, I'm a Jalen Williams guy. Nothing against Jalen Williams, but I'm
Williams,
just a Jalen Williams guy.
But Jalen Williams compared to Jalen Williams?
Not even close.
I would probably go with Jalen.
I'd have to take Jalen Williams in that one. I mean, it's tough because Jalen Williams is good, but Jalen Williams, dude? Jalen Williams? Come on.
Sorry.
We're going to have to put captions in with the spelling.
One
of them, I think, does it with a Y.
There's a Y, and the
yeah.
other one's just no Y.
And I think the one without the Y is the one that's
the better one.
going to be really good.
Yeah. One of them had 20 points the other day. But no, they're good. Our boy Josh Giddey played really well.
He is so good, man.
I love that guy.
He's
so much.
really good, and he's the talk of trade talks just because people feel like he doesn't fit next to Shea.
But
because he can't really shoot it.
But you make that work, man.
And it depends on what you can get for him because they have so many draft picks that they could. I mean, I don't think there's anyone to get right now, but like they could get a star if something happens.
They really wanted to.
Like, if the Clippers decide to blow it up, I would not personally take Harden, but if they wanted to bring back PG or Kawhi to just kind of shore up that team and, like, get another star with Shea, or maybe one of the Raptors guys, Siakam or Anunoby.
Or Anunoby would be amazing on that team.
That would be...
Pair them with Luke Dort, one of my favorite players.
Chet Holmgren.
Chet Holmgren is there.
Chet versus Wemby is going to be... So their matchup already in preseason was pretty nuts.
He had
Battle of the Bones.
He had Chet Holmgren, right?
I thought it was kind of mostly a basketball play.
He hit him in the face.
He definitely hit
him in the face.
So speaking about the Kings, one of my favorite things from this past summer league was Keegan Murray, who was a rookie for the Kings last year.
Yes.
Played in summer league. He's a sophomore. It's not weird for them to play in summer league, but he also did play in the NBA playoffs last year, which most of the other summer league players did not.
Yeah.
He was scoring like 30 points a game.
He was
in summer
going
league.
off.
He was killing fools.
No, he's great. He's He's a player to watch for sure.
But yeah, definitely the Kings are fun.
Yeah.
Kevin Huerter hit the game-winning 3-point jump shot.
Nice,
to win this game. Good job, Kevin.
Kevin.
And then Lauri Markkanen ended up missing a jumper with 2 seconds left.
Who missed it?
Markkanen. Yeah. So, fun game. Moving it along, though, to our next shoe. The KD
Kevin
16.
Durant. Why don't you like it? I like it a lot.
I think the midsole it's a little weird. It's just a little big and I don't know. It doesn't really look like a performance basketball shoe to me necessarily.
It's very like roundy.
Very rounded. Very wavy.
Yes. I found a cool fact about this shoe that I did not know. So it got the designer is, his name is, okay, sorry if I get your name wrong, sir. Mr. Ben Nethong Kome.
I feel like we've also maybe talked about him.
We might have talked about him.
I feel like he
before.
did that same thing.
Right? But he has had his hand in a lot of KD shoes. But their influence in this shoe was KD was huge in the Zoom Air unit. Mm-hmm. So it's called a Zoom Air Strobel that's used across the whole midsole here. This time they try to figure out how to make the shoe a little bit more like kind of like meshed together better. So what they did was they split that Zoom Air Strobel in half and put a what's it called, a new translucent type of like rubber in the middle.
Okay, probably that
yes,
right there.
Yes, and this was part of it too, to cover it. And all that influence was from the Penny 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is cool. Which I thought. So they looked at all of Penny's other models, and I'm guessing they saw the Penny 2 and was like, maybe that'll like be good to add to KD's new shoe. So I thought that was pretty cool. So like we said, he's ending his contract with Nike.
Is up
by the end of this season.
Yeah.
Yes. In August of 2014, he signed a 10-year extension with Nike worth $300 million, and including a $50 million retirement package for when he retires.
Holy cow!
Like, I did not know that was included in contracts. So
well,
that's awesome.
I wonder if they offered that thinking like, oh, this dude won't be playing in 2024. Not that he's that old, but he's getting up there.
I think, and I think that's just a nice little, when
little kicker.
We're showing that we're taking care of you. You know what I mean?
Isn't that crazy that you can offer to pay someone, $30 million a year, and you still make money off of that deal?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy that Nike makes money.
Yeah.
After offering just one guy $30 million a year for 10 years. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's really insane. But pretty cool. And cool colorways that were collabs that KD has had, and I'm sure we'll have episodes on KD's because he has so many.
He's got too many to choose from for sure.
Right, and one of the best players ever. So we need to do a series on him. But most notably the Aunt Pearl colorway that he
does it for like every shoe, right?
Every single shoe has one. It's a pink for his Aunt
Pearl.
Aunt Pearl. And he has a Nerf collab that he always does.
The Nerf one is always sick.
It's always sick. And I think he what's it called? I was gonna say he does colorway. I forgot what the other brand that he always does it with. It's like I don't know if it's like a cereal or something. I'll have to look it up.
Dunkin' Donuts.
No. That is Ben Affleck.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like he's gonna stay with Nike, but
I think he should.
Like you said, if an international brand came in with a buttload of money, it's hard to turn that down.
And that's what I was gonna say with PG. Like if
he seems way more likely to me to leave.
Right? Yeah. As opposed to KD's been with Nike his whole career.
Yeah. Here is kind of a more Suns centric colorway. Mm-hmm. Reminds me of some of the Chuck colorways a little bit.
Yes. Reminds me of like the 90s shoes a lot.
I'm not a huge fan of his logo. I think it's a little plain.
Yeah, me too. It's not one of my definitely not one of my favorites.
And then I thought you would like this.
Yes.
The sole is very cool. Got like years on it and stuff. Essentially, it was a little tougher to see on some of the other colorways. It was like the whole sole itself was a little more translucent, which I thought was a little odd.
And most of the KD16s are made with that translucent sole, but also have some type of design like that on the bottom, which the translucent rubber was made to be more performative for the hardwood floor. So what they said about the KD16 is that it's not good to wear outdoors.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it being slippery everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know.
But again, kind of reminded me of Charles because he's got super dope stuff on
soles.
the bottom of his shoes. Yeah.
He's got soul.
He's got soul, brother. Cool design though, and this is something I thought was cool.
Oh,
you can do a Nike by you.
Yes. Did you do this color?
I did.
Did you really
put this together really quick?
It's like a Miami Dolphins.
Oops, going the wrong way. I thought it was supposed to be like a Thunder one.
That's pretty dope. I like that.
Thunder colors throwback.
You put the orange and the teals in the right place. I think I like the speckled sole.
The speckled sole, actually, if I was gonna get one, it would definitely have the speckled sole because I think that actually looks really good on this shoe.
Yeah.
$190 though. They always upcharge you for Nike by you, but
yeah.
This one especially, it goes up quite a bit.
They've gotten so much better with the customization with Nike too. Before it was Nike ID, and it would take 2 to 3 months to get your shoe. Now you literally get it in a couple weeks. So I would imagine they have bettered their technology and machinery and all that stuff. So
pretty crazy.
Shout out to them.
You can like customize like an athlete's signature shoe. That's
cool. I
haven't really seen that, at least since we've been doing this. I haven't seen that on another signature shoe.
Well, yeah, but you already know how it goes. They're not gonna give you the same palette as where you can create his old you can't create an Aunt Pearl.
No, but there was actually a pretty
close.
good a range of colors for this shoe in particular, where a lot of like the old Jordans and stuff or Dunks or usually it's Dunks, I guess. That they let you design yourself. Yeah. Those colors are usually pretty whack. Like it's like instead of red, it's an orange that's almost red. And it's like all this stuff that's like what?
And it's not the exact same materials that they use for these other colorways. It's the materials that are made just for these custom by you.
Yeah.
So, but not to knock it at all, because it's still dope. Like this is how people make their shoes for their leagues.
Super
this is
cool.
how they make it for their high school games.
Yeah.
Or college, whatever it may be.
These the regular ones are out for $160 right now on Nike.com, so it's pretty good. This was Katie did lace these up already this year in preseason. So there's the all red pair. Going up against the Blazers, which I think they played the Blazers like 3 times already this preseason.
Yeah,
maybe more. On the night that we're recording this, they're whooping the Lakers right now. The Suns are so.
They're playing at Pechanga.
Pechanga.
Yes, and I didn't know that where they're playing that arena.
Honda Center. Is that what they're playing?
No, Honda Center is in Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
Pechanga, where they're playing right now tonight.
I didn't know they had an arena at Pechanga.
Yeah, crazy, right? It's where it's almost like the G League of the NHL, but for the Kraken, that's where the G League team for the Kraken. That's what they play. It's so random.
I've been to a developmental league for the Kings. They're called the Ontario Reign.
Oh, really?
That was fun because there was like a couple hundred people. Like you could get really close and you could hear everything. Yeah.
Hockey game is pretty.
They're
intense.
fun. That was my only one, but it was really fun.
Yeah.
So this was just a week ago, October 12th, 2023, and the Suns won 122-111. KD had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists on 6 of 15 shooting in only 21 minutes. Scoot Henderson, number 3 overall pick. Number 3, yeah. He had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists on 8 of 14 shooting. And D-Book had 18 points. And DeAndre Ayton in his this was in Portland, but matchup against his former team, not great. 23 minutes, only 7 points, and only 6 rebounds. So he had one good preseason game, but we'll see what he does. I mean, he's kind of got the green light to just do whatever he wants, I'm sure, in Portland. So
it's gonna be interesting to see. He's saying like he's now finally not in a weird situation. That big three in Phoenix is gonna be interesting to watch. I have seen highlights from their games and they look really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Phoenix.
They look amazing. They look actually pretty good. I like the pieces that they put around the big three.
Nurkic is nice.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen will be pretty good.
Grayson Allen's good.
Don't really have a point guard.
Eric Gordon is there. Point guard is where they need help. Josh Okogie, I feel like is.
I like Josh Okogie a lot. I think he's a good defender.
And they do have that Drew Eubanks guy.
Yeah, he's okay.
Not bad.
Yeah.
For a big guy. So we'll see.
I think it was
playoffs will be huge.
A big loss to them when they lost their backup center. That white guy, he was pretty good.
Oh,
he's on the Rockets now.
Jock Londale.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jock. Yeah, something.
Yeah, Jock, not even Jack,
yeah,
dude.
I think it's like JOC too.
Yeah.
He I think he's pretty good.
He was good for them.
Good motor.
Yeah.
And this is another one in Portland. Got him. He definitely got him on that pump
got him
fake.
on the pump
He got him
fake.
biting. And he is wearing the Aunt Pearl colorway.
Tia Pearl. Yeah.
Yes, Tia Pearl.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty funny photo, especially with the Blazers being
Got him in the air.
He got him hard. The Blazers are a young team too, so
Yeah.
they'll learn.
Yeah.
This was October 17th, 2023, this time in Phoenix, and the Suns won again 117-106. KD had 19 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists on 6 of 10 shooting in only 15 minutes because it is the preseason, so
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Beal and D-Book did play too. Beal had 11 points in 18 minutes, and D-Book had 19 points in 18 minutes as well. So they were efficient.
This is a year where D-Book they expect D-Book to be the guy.
He got his first signature shoe.
Yes.
Kind of interesting. We should talk about that in another episode.
It looks like a skate shoe.
Yeah, it looks very plain.
Does
not look like a performance basketball shoe. Yeah, which maybe that'll work, right? Jordan 1 was a performance basketball shoe, and obviously now it's like an iconic casual wear design. So maybe they're onto something.
Can I ask you if you saw this?
No.
No, on. You're gonna want to hear this. No, you're gonna want to hear.
Let's hear it.
So I was looking up KD's stuff, and I looked up his nicknames. And tell me if you saw that.
I was going to.
Did you see that?
I mean, I didn't look up his nicknames on Basketball Reference, but
so Slim
Reaper, which
Tarantula.
He didn't like one of those back in the day.
He didn't like Slim Reaper.
Yeah, which is weird. I thought
Tarantula
that was a sick
is fire.
nickname. Tarantula,
I
thought was okay.
I never that because he looks like a spider.
Love with it. What else did you find?
And then this is the one that I thought I was going to ask you if you've seen. It was really weird, and I've never heard of it. The Servant.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that on Basketball Reference. Really hate that nickname.
I don't like it at all.
It's really terrible.
And what is it? I want to know.
What is he serving?
I get you got served or.
I guess.
I guess I don't know, but I said you got served. I don't know what that is, guys.
You've been served.
You've been served. Are you a
He's a public servant.
Process server.
Super weird nickname.
It's so weird. I don't like it. But the other ones are dope. So I don't know where that came from.
Is there someone nicknamed the Waiter?
Dion
Waiters. I thought that as soon as I said it. Yeah, super weird nickname.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing ever really has, except for KD. I mean, not that that's super unique, but it's honestly my favorite nickname for him. Mm-hmm. I think all the other ones are pretty whack mostly. Yeah. Even Tarantula. I really.
You don't like that? I love that one.
It's
cool. No. Sounds cool to me. But one of my favorite players, but he does. He needs
a better nickname.
Yes, he does need a better nickname.
I thought it was funny. I was looking at Paul George's nicknames because Basketball Reference usually seems to list every single one.
Yeah. What has he got?
He's got PG-13.
Which is cool.
He's got Playoff P. Which
Podcast P.
It's kind of a joke, and I thought they were going to list Pandemic P because that was the one he got in the bubble when he was playing horrible.
Yeah, right.
He was just playing horribly the entire bubble, so
yeah.
I thought they were going to do that, but they didn't list that one. I thought that would have been pretty funny.
Yeah, that's okay.
Closer look here at the Aunt Pearl. Mm-hmm. Super nice. Look at those laces, too.
I love it.
Those are some nice laces. Mm-hmm. And the material up at it almost looks like a sock. The material up on the heel there, yeah.
Yeah. And I like that it's that's what they use now even on Paul George's is I don't know the name of that exact material, but that's for like the ventilation.
Oh, okay,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So, I cool
Very cool
new
shoe.
age technology on all of them, and
These
the
dang
on
kids.
pearl I know, and the on pearl can never goes wrong.
No, the on pearl's always really nice. And then our last shoe for the evening is none other than the King.
And very fitting. It is his 21st season, 21st shoe. Even though he does have like his lifestyle shoes.
He's got a few lines. I
yeah,
feel like.
just like Kobe, kind of like same trajectory in terms of their shoe lines.
So is that? I'm realizing now. Yeah, is he had a signature shoe every single season, even his rookie year, or did they just do multiple in a year, maybe?
So they will so it's basically just like Kobe. So like they'll have the whatever. So it's the 21 this year, and they'll just do the 21 the whole year, different colorways, and then they'll randomly release all the other older model like colorways like the LeBron 3 or whatever that was that came out, the graffiti. Remember that just came out on sneakers?
But I mean, if this is
4,
21 and he's in his 21st season, like you mentioned, has he had a signature shoe every single year he's been in the NBA?
Yes, because
that's nuts.
Because his first year he had the Zoom generation, and that everyone loves that shoe. That was the one that
nuts.
When he went toe to toe with the Pistons.
Yeah,
that's what he was wearing basically. But he was also wearing like other Nike too. But he had that already.
And he has like the Soldier.
It has the
thing.
I love the Soldier line too, which is crazy.
Is that his line or is that like?
That's his too.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
He's got a million lines.
Multiple lines.
Maybe that's how they got to 21.
Yeah.
Added up all the rest. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool shoe though. Again, a little plain. Not something that I'm super stoked about. They're calling this the freshwater colorway, even though it's.
That's not the purple. There's a purple rain colorway, right?
I don't know at least not on Nike's. Not for sale yet. You know?
Yeah.
They're just calling this one freshwater. So maybe it was a 20 or something that they did the purple rain for.
Yeah.
But a little plain for me. Nothing too crazy.
So LeBron also loved the Zoom unit. So that's why he has the Air Zoom there. Mm-hmm. What I have here is the underfoot. The Nike LeBron 21 Boost cutting technology aimed at optimizing propulsion and cushioning. A Zoom turbo unit right there at the bottom. In the forefoot, delivers responsive energy return, enabling lightning quick movements and powerful drives to the basket. I just when I hear that sentence, I picture his fast breaks, and then he does the you know what I mean.
Legendary. The
this
tomahawk,
one, the one all the way back here. Yeah, so that's why the shoe is made for all that impact.
And he just
that's a big man.
He just bullies everyone. I mean, not as much anymore, but he still is liable to. Mm-hmm. Catch a body, I believe, is the term.
Catching a body.
He loves to catch the bodies.
Body bags.
And yes, he's full of body bags. This is another cool colorway I saw. This is called the Pearl Dragon, I think. Mm-hmm. And then one more I wanted. This one's not out yet, but I just wanted to highlight. I kind of like the back of it.
So sick.
And this is kind of like they're calling it like an olive green colorway.
That reminds me of like almost like the old foam posits, flight posits, all that, like this shiny metallic material reminds me of all that stuff. So I love that colorway for sure.
And then interestingly enough, LeBron has not worn these shoes yet in the preseason. He's been wearing previous models. So that's kind of interesting. But we do have some stats. We have WNBA 2023 Finals MVP A'ja Wilson.
They just recently won. In a crazy last second game winning.
It was crazy because they pulled ahead by the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then the Liberty had the last possession.
Yeah.
And they forced it out of Brianna Stewart's hand, and the rest of the team was not prepared, and it didn't go to Sabrina either.
No.
And they just couldn't get it. They couldn't even really get a shot off.
And what's her name?
Vandersloot? Courtney Vandersloot, I think?
She had a good look, but she overshot it pretty bad.
I
don't know if you saw that.
I did, yeah. I turned it on just at the last second.
Yeah.
But when I was watching, because I watched most of the other games I felt like Courtney Vandersloot was not looking to shoot. She would be like wide open in the corner, and she would
Give it up.
kind of drive and kick, which she was getting good looks at, but I felt like she was really open in the first place, which to me, I think the drive and kick is the best thing you can do if someone's closing out on you, but if someone's not closing out, shoot that thing.
And that's a confidence thing, maybe.
Yeah,
Huh?
I mean, yeah, it could be. We talked about last time, though, the Aces we had predicted we're just going to destroy them, and for the most part they did. The Liberty did win Game 3 pretty emphatically, and it's a best of 5 series, so they won in 4. They won 3-1. Interestingly, the only game Aja Wilson did not wear this black and gold pair of LeBron 21s.
I love that pair.
Game 3, the one they lost. So keep them things on, I guess.
Exactly. I think it's been, I don't know, I forgot the exact number. It was like 7,000 days since a WNBA team went back to back.
Yeah, it's been like since the early 2000s, I think.
Crazy.
I think since the Sparks in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Houston, I think they were the Comets at the time. They won like the first 4 in a row.
So crazy.
Not fair.
Yeah.
This was Game 1 though. This picture we have here. Aces won 99-82. This was October 8th. And Aja, excuse me. I don't know why I get stuck on Aja.
You keep saying that.
Yeah. She had 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks on 7 of 11 shooting. Jackie Young had 26 points. Chelsea Gray had 20 points. And Kelsey Plum had 26 points. So the Aces were just... And this is all in 10-minute quarters, too. This isn't a 40-minute game. So the Aces just... There was some talk, too, about how, like, oh, we're not a super team. Like, we didn't just form. Yes, you did.
No,
you did.
No, you're a super team.
Chelsea Gray was on the Sparks. You know, Aja Wilson and Kelsey Plum, who are their 2 big players, they both got drafted. But, like, Jackie Young,
all the other
Candace
players?
Parker signed there. Like, they got a lot. And the Liberty did kind of load up.
They did, too. They have a good team, too.
They
just
got
weren't as good.
MVP Brandon Stewart and John Cole Jones they got from the Sun.
Drafted Sabrina.
Sabrina didn't have a great series. John Cole Jones had a great series. And Brandon Stewart had a pretty good series, too.
Yeah.
Game 2 here, up against MVP. Aja Wilson also made some comments about how she thought she should have been MVP over Brandon Stewart. So, this
Fair
was
enough to make that.
October 11th. Aces won 104-76. So
blowout.
Not even close. 26 points for Aja, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 2 fouls on 10 of 16 shooting. Kelsey Plum had 23 points. Jackie Young had 24 points. And John Cole Jones for the Liberty had 22 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was going off. And like I mentioned, they lost Game 3, and Aja Wilson did not wear the LeBron 21s. Coincidence? I think not. This was Game 4, though, just the other day. The Liberty's court is pretty crazy because it's
nice.
Not brown. It's like a gray. I kind of wish they had some kind of green jerseys. I think it would be kind of busy, but I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Would look more like the Statue of Liberty.
That mint green is awesome, dude.
And they did
the
same thing we talked about where Aces are away, they're wearing white. They almost kind of treat the black as their home, though.
Yeah.
And then same thing, the Liberty, they were wearing black at home.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned, this was a really close game. The Aces won just by 1 point. So it was a great way to end the series. Super exciting. 70 points for the Aces to the Liberty 69. This was just yesterday, October 18th. Aja Wilson had 24 points, 16 rebounds, a steal, and a block with 3 turnovers. And in 39 minutes, Kelsey Plum played the whole game.
Damn.
Aja obviously took home Finals MVP. So in the LeBron 21s, she averaged 23 points per game, 13 rebounds per game, 1.3 steals, and 1.6 blocks per game, which is just a little bit better than her average for the series, which is only Game 3 is the difference there.
Yeah.
For the series, she averaged 21.25 points and 12.5 rebounds. So,
damn,
great series for Aja Wilson. Probably
she has an argument to be for MVP.
She might be the best player in the WNBA.
Yeah.
She's really good.
So good.
But that's all I got. That's it. No more shoes. no more players.
Shoes. No more for you guys. But
get out.
Some honorable mentions. Scoot Henderson has a new shoe deal
with
Was that Puma or Skechers?
Let's see. I feel like it was Puma.
I think you were right with the Puma.
Puma. Yep.
Puma. And then, like we said earlier, Julius Randle and Joel
Terrence
Embiid,
Mann and Joel Embiid.
all signed with
Team Skechers, baby.
Skechers.
Pretty funny. Pretty cool.
Angel Reese with Reebok. The Overtime Elite guys. All these.
Gonna get Adidas
Honorable
deals.
mention, yeah. And the GT Jump and the Cosmic Unity, they also have that as well.
And the new GT Jump, I think, looks really good. The Cosmic Unity looks better on foot than I had anticipated.
Remember the ones that they wore before? They looked too crazy.
Yeah, they were a lot.
But the new one is very nice.
The LeBron 21s too. They're retailing right now for $200.
So expensive, but they're very nice.
They are. LeBrons have always been expensive. I feel like I remember people being annoyed with that back in the day, back when everyone hated LeBron.
Especially for a low top shoe, you're thinking not that's much material.
Yeah,
I'm spending $200.
Better be nice. Better last me forever.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, next episode, the NBA will have officially started.
Yep.
So we'll have a few games that we'll cover for you guys. Obviously we're a few days behind from when these episodes come out. But we're gonna do our best to keep everything up to date.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna switch it up a little bit next week. Have a little more structure and kind of focus in more on the games that were happening. So should be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what shoes are being worn, especially. Like you mentioned, we'll probably have to have a whole segment dedicated just to PJ because every week he's gonna wear something crazy. Same with our good friend Montrezl Harrell.
Yes, and we have a fresh new season coming up. It's gonna be really interesting to have these discussions, seeing how these new teams with their new players and their new homes, how all that plays out. We've been kind of waiting for the season to start, so we're super excited for that too. And it is also almost Halloween, so what are you gonna wear for the Halloween episode?
I kind of want to go as Frankenstein.
That'd be cool.
I'm big and dumb, so it fits.
I might be Pee Wee Herman. We'll see.
That'd be cool.
I like because rest in peace.
Do you have the Pee Wee Herman dunks?
I don't. Oh, I wish. It's crazy. Have you seen them? Right? It's him in the theater.
In the theater?
Yes.
That is.
I can't believe Nike allowed that.
Really weird.
It's him.
Because those came out 10 years ago?
No, longer. And
well, definitely after that whole thing happened.
Yeah, and it's him in a row by himself, and I was like, how did that get by?
Different time.
Yeah, no, seriously. But those are cool. But we'll see. Let us know what shoes you like that NBA players are wearing now. Any new shoes? Any shoes that you want to see. I am also in the market to buy new basketball shoes myself, so give us a comment down low on what you think. Give me some suggestions on what I should buy or what else. Julie already has a pair of basketball shoes, so it's my turn. And I don't know, I was leaning towards the Crazy 8s because they're on sale again.
Pretty sick.
The new LeBron is nice. Got the Riggers. I have a lot to choose from.
You got plenty of choices.
Plenty to choose from, but we'll see. That was episode 26. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on our videos on YouTube. Follow us on all your social media platforms and our social media. And we will catch you next week for episode 27. Catch you on the flippity flop, guys. Okay, sounds good. You want to do a couple, some current eventies a little bit?
Yeah, I was thinking we can talk after, maybe on Saturday too. But I was like, okay, maybe now that we're going into the regular season, that was way above the waist. Come on now. Come on now.